Hello again, gamers. Welcome back to the Board Game Captain. I'm the Board Game Captain.
I'm Lynn.
And today we were reviewing a little mini expansion to the game Shuffling Horror Roswell 51. I'd like to thank GameWook Games for sending us this little mini expansion to check out. We've been playing around with it. Actually wound up for the first time getting to be the
Director.
The director. That's what they call the game master in this. I was the director with Roswell 51 while playing with this. I actually liked being the director more than a player. I think I might try to be the director more in the future with this one. Now, this is a game that we reviewed a while ago, and because we reviewed it, and actually Lynn had given it a really high review because she really enjoyed it, they, over at GameWook Games, sent us this little mini expansion that they have. It looks like it wasn't in their main store, but I found it in a news story still for sale on the website. But even also, they have a print and play version where you can just print it out yourself for free and play with it with the game of Roswell Horror Shuffling 51. So the mini expansion is called Santa Claus versus the Space Invaders. So I would like to start with the fact that we both rated this positively when we reviewed it. You were much higher than me. But both of us, our favorite thing about this was theme. And oh my god, is this expansion funny and great with expanding on the theme. So obviously this is, now the game is you're playing out a 50s sci-fi horror movie, and they have references to many of those. This expansion specifically works in basically Santa Claus versus the Martians, right?
Yes.
And it allows you to mix in characters like Santa, who is a bad mamma jamma, the Mrs., and oh man, you give Mrs. Claus that BB gun? Oh wow! The wooden soldier, who's really awesome with the coal shovel. The gingerbread boy, a jerky elf, the reindeer, who are amazing because they get 2 attacks.
As long as they use their muscle, they get 2 attacks.
Oh, is it only if they use
Yes,
their muscle?
it's 2 muscle attacks.
Oh, so they got to use a muscle weapon to do that. Okay. The perky elf, the kids, which are a little, they're probably the least useful of the characters, and then a whole bunch of cool equipment. We've got nunchucks, a coal shovel, the BB gun, which is amazing, and can I just say, you'll shoot your eye out. The rolling pin, the candy cane, which is pretty awesome, because when you get it, it gives you a freaking...
Gives you extra points.
Right away for getting it. And the slingshot with coal, which also is pretty amazing. This was actually a really good weapon. The 2 bonus damage, along with being able to use speed and brains, was really good. Who did you have that on? You had that on Mrs. Claus at one point, I think, because she had an 8 on brains. So that made her, like, really deadly. So, okay, so this is a small expansion. And like I said, you can either, they're doing small print runs of this, so you can buy it from them either off their, I'm going to put links in the description down below, either off their website or probably from them at conventions. But also, they're doing the print and play of this. And I found this to be really fun. Like, I really enjoyed it. What are your thoughts? I mean...
I did. I enjoyed, well, I liked the game to begin with, but I thought that this expansion was even more fun than the regular base game.
I found it more enjoyable too. The okay, so the thing is, this changes a few dynamics in the game. One is the director swaps these characters in for some characters that are there, and these equipment in for some equipment that was there in the base box. It brings up the average level of raw ability of characters. So because there's a lot of characters in the base game that are not very useful until you get a weapon on them. And there's a lot more in here that are incredibly useful. Santa Claus, the wooden soldier, and the reindeer come to mind. They're all amazing, even without a weapon. The reindeer with getting the 2 strength-based attacks on their own is just brutal. And their muscle is a 7, so that's 2 where you roll a 7 or less on 2 dice. It's highly likely to get at least one of them to hit of those 2 attacks. The weapons are good. I would say on average, though, it's like a trade-off. So the characters on average are better than the characters in the base box. The weapons, like, I might still prefer, say, like the flamethrower or the dynamite from the base box. But they're still good. There's some good, like the coal shovel is really good. The candy cane is really good.
Well, I think they're almost like there's a weapon for a specific person. Because, like, the wooden soldier got +1 damage by himself, and then I put the coal shovel on him, and so all of a sudden he has +4 damage. And
it worked with his guts.
Yeah, and he could basically kill whoever he wanted.
Yeah, well, he had an 8 in guts. He
Yeah.
just became brutal. And then the other thing that changes in this, which makes the players much more survivable, is quite a few of the survivors in here, specifically the kids, the missus, and Santa Claus, I think, they can't be killed. So you can't turn them into familiar faces. They don't turn into like pod people type things. If they get defeated, they become captured, and you just slide them under that alien throng. And then if that alien throng is later defeated, they get reshuffled back into the survivor deck.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little easier to keep the survivors alive. But all in all, I just found I found this more fun. I think this is great. I especially like that they offer it for free. If you sleeve your cards, you could just print these out on cardstock from your home printer and sleeve them and mix them in for free and try them out. You could buy the nice glossy finish, which actually the production of this is really nice. It has different backs than the base set, specifically so you can see when one of these cards is coming up. So you're like, oh, look, the next card is from the expansion, so it's probably not a bad guy. I'm probably okay for not causing a what do they call it? Creature feature. Yeah, so I think in my opinion, especially since they have the free version to try, I think it raises my estimation of the game as a whole when you add this in. You should totally print it out. If you have this, print it out and try it. If you like 50 sci-fi horror movies, check out Roswell 51. And if you check out Roswell 51, definitely print this out and try it. And if you want to buy a copy, because it is really nicely produced from them, I would recommend, once you find out if you enjoy it, which I think you will. If you like Roswell 51, I think you're going to like this expansion. Then you're probably, once you try it, you're probably going to want to buy a nice glossy finished copy from them. I really feel so. I'm going to give this as an expansion, I'm going to give this 7 out of 10 stars, because I don't think I will ever play Roswell 51 without this expansion again, because I really like this expansion. I really like, so Roswell 51 on its own, I had given it a 6. I think with the expansion, it raises the whole game up to a 7 for me, from a 6. This actually fixes a few of the minor issues that I had with the game. And I know I already said this a few times, but I really like it. So where are you at with the expansion? Yeah.
I don't remember what I gave.
You gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember what I was giving it, but I was thinking 9, so I guess it's the same.
Wow. So again, this brings it up a whole point for you.
Yeah, because I really do like Roswell 51, but besides that one time we played it at Gen Con, I've always been the director. And just from the amount of like times we played it with different people, it always seems like people have a hard time getting going. Like the game in the beginning kind of beats the players down, but this is easier. And this doesn't. It's like it kind of gives you a fighting chance from the start.
Well, yeah, because if you start with the reindeer, you're just like, oh look, with one character I get 2 attacks.
And there are some people who don't enjoy the feeling of getting beaten down until you can get good equipment or things like that.
So you think this gives it a whole other point too? I personally think I would, and this is just a recommendation to Game with Games for me, but in future editions of Roswell 51, I totally think they should just print this and include it in the box, because this is awesome. Like, include it as an included expansion, because this is really, really cool. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a great addition to the game. So that's 2 thumbs up on this expansion from us. 7 stars from me, 9 stars from you? Wow. So you really liked this expansion a lot. Okay, so there you have it. If you like... Oh, what did you want to say?
I was just gonna say it was fun to stab people with my antlers, my reindeer antlers.
Yeah, you were like. Well, I was gonna say. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to have your favorite characters from when we were playing were the reindeer and the wooden soldier.
Yeah.
Because once you got the wooden soldier with like a guts-based weapon on him, he was like boss.
The gingerbread boy didn't come up, but
What's his thing?
Where is he? Everyone came up except for the gingerbread boy. He's -2 off damage taken.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's amazing. So, if you only do 2 damage, then he just ignores it? Mm-hmm. Wow. And he's got a speed of 8, so he can also just really, really well flail. Wow, he's tough to kill. You know what his problem is, though? Is he's only got a 4 muscle. Yeah. So he needs to get a weapon to be useful offensively, but defensively, he's tough. He's tough as nails. So yeah, no, I think this is a really cool expansion. Yeah, very much. So that's 2 thumbs way up from us. Check out the links down below. I'm going to link to where you can do the print and play. And I'm also going to link to what looks like a way you can still purchase this from GameWick Games. So if you want to check it out. And yeah, and also FYI, on the base game, Roswell 51, Lynn and I both gave it a positive rating too. I had given it a 6 and Lynn had given it an 8. But actually, this expansion makes us go up a full number to a 7 and a 9. Which is, I mean, that's an amazing recommend from you. You saying this game with this expansion is a 9 for you is pretty huge. So yeah, that's 2 thumbs way up on this expansion here. If you enjoyed this review of this game expansion, you'd like to see us review more game expansions, be sure to give it a like, share it on all forms of social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Board Game Captain. That's Captain spelled with a K on YouTube, and hit that little bell icon on my channel so you get alerts every time I upload a new video. And comment down below if you have tried out this expansion and tell us what you think. I'm interested to hear some other people's thoughts on this, but we're both very positive on Santa Claus versus the Space Invaders. I really feel like now, having tried it out with the game, that it has brought new life into this game. I think it's going to hit the table again more often. It had kind of died away for a while. I think we're going to be playing this more on game nights now.
It's very long.
It is, but
you need a couple hours.
But I'm actually excited about playing this on game nights again, and I had kind of gotten to the point where I was like, it wasn't coming out as much. I'm interested in playing it more again. So, and I mean, for a tiny little expansion to do that is actually pretty cool. So, until next time, game on.